Tempest, Chapter 1. Dear readers, from here on we're going to enter a strange but beautiful story. We've heard many tales where someone gets sweet revenge on their enemies. But it's rare to hear a story where those enemies are forgiven and become friends. The story I'm about to tell is one of those rare ones. In this tale, fairies show up, and magic is everywhere. With spells happening and fairies flying around, there will be a lot to see. Let's imagine that we're standing on a tall hill, able to see everything, every fairy and every bit of magic. Nothing is hidden from our eyes. Shall we begin the story? We start on the shore of a small, empty island near Naples, Italy. A big storm is crashing over the sea, tossing ships around. One ship, carrying people who had just attended Princess Claribel's wedding to the King of Tunis, was caught in the worst part of the storm. The ship was headed back to Naples. On that ship were King Alonso, his son Ferdinand, his brother Sebastian, the Duke of Milan named Antonio, and other noblemen like Gonzalo, Adrian, and Francisco. The sailors tried hard to control the ship, but it was no use. The ship hit a reef, and flames started to rise. The sailors gave up hope and began to pray. The captain, thinking the end had come, drank from a bottle and blew into it like a trumpet. The nobles, including the king, felt they were going to die and waited for the worst. While all this was happening, a young woman stood on a cliff watching the storm. Behind her was a cave. She looked worried as she saw the ship fighting the waves. Just then, a man came out of the cave. He wore a magician's cloak and held a magic staff. When she saw him, the girl spoke quickly. "Father, this was your doing, wasn't it? You used magic to create this storm. Please, Father, stop it. Look at those poor people out there. It's breaking my heart. They seem like noble and good people." The man, calm and steady, said, "Don't worry, my child. Everyone on the ship will be fine. No one will die." "But they look like they're suffering," she said. "There's no need to worry," he said. "I caused all this for your sake." "For me? You caused a shipwreck because of me?" "Yes," he answered. "Now I'll tell you a story I've kept secret until now. Listen closely." The young woman helped him take off his cloak, and he continued. "But Father," she said, "how can you say they're safe after such a terrible storm?" He smiled gently. "You still don't believe me, but it's true. I made sure no one would be harmed, not even a hair on their heads. They've all safely reached this island. So relax, and let me tell you everything." He sat on a rock, and she sat on another nearby. She looked about 15 or 16, with a sweet, glowing beauty. "Miranda," he began, "do you remember anything before we came to live here? You were very young, only about 3. Miranda tried to remember. I remember people around me, but it's fuzzy, like a dream." "Ah, so you remember a little," he said. 12 years ago, I was the Duke of Milan, named Prospero. I had great power and was well respected." "What? Then you're not really my father?" Miranda asked, confused. "Of course I am," he quickly reassured her. "You're my only daughter, and the true princess of our family." "Then why are we here on this island?" she asked. "We were betrayed and forced to leave," he said. "A kind friend helped us escape and come to this island. Now listen, the story is long, but important." Miranda nodded, and Prospero continued. "It may be hard to believe, but my own brother, Antonio, betrayed me. I trusted him so much. I was so deep into studying magic that I let him take care of all the government work. Over time, he became very powerful and wanted more. He wanted to be the Duke instead of me, But he couldn't take over alone. He needed help, so he turned to Naples, our enemy. Antonio promised to serve the king of Naples and pay tribute if the king helped remove me. It was a terrible betrayal. The king of Naples agreed. They chose a day to act. The king's army came, and Antonio opened the gates. That night, you and I were thrown out of our home. Miranda's eyes filled with tears. Why didn't they just kill us? Good question, Prospero said. Antonio knew the people loved me. Killing us would have been too dangerous. So they put us on a ship with no sails or anchor and let the sea take us. I almost gave up, but your sweet smile kept me going. There was one more person, Gonzalo, a good man. He secretly packed the ship with food, clothes, and my beloved books. Thanks to him, we survived, and I could learn magic. Miranda wiped her tears. I see now. God helped us, and so did you. But why the storm, Father? Prospero nodded. Ah, yes, the storm. The goddess of fortune brought my enemies here. It looked like a chance for revenge. But the stars warned me to follow a better path. So I listened. He saw Miranda was sleepy. You're tired. Rest now. We'll talk more later. He gently put her to sleep with magic. Once Miranda was asleep, Prospero drew a circle on the ground and shouted, Ariel, come to me. A spirit appeared in the sky. Yes, master. I did everything just as you asked. Good, said Prospero. I caused the storm, then boarded the ship. I lit fires, made thunder roar and waves crash. Everyone was terrified. The Prince Ferdinand even cried. Hell must be empty because all the devils are here, said Ariel. Prospero smiled. And no one was hurt? Not at all. They're all safe and dry. I placed them in small groups across the island. The prince is alone, sad and grieving. And the ships? The main ship is hidden safely. The others are sailing back to Naples, thinking the king is dead. Prospero looked at the sun. It's 2:00. Much to do before 6. You must keep working. Ariel complained. But you promised to free me early if I obeyed. Prospero frowned. Be careful, Ariel. Remember, I saved you. Ariel looked nervous. If you complain again, I'll trap you in a tree like before, Prospero warned. Ariel had once been a servant to Sycorax, a cruel witch. She trapped him in a tree for disobeying her. He stayed stuck for 12 years, suffering, until Prospero freed him with magic. Since then, Ariel served Prospero. Now, what about Sycorax's son, Caliban? After Sycorax died, Prospero took in Caliban. He gave him food, clothes, and taught him to speak. At first, they were close. But Caliban showed his true self when he tried to take Miranda by force. Prospero was furious, and made Caliban live in a cave, doing hard work. Caliban obeyed but hated Prospero. This island was my mother's. It should be mine. He stole it from me and made me a servant. But I'll get it back someday. Now, let's return to Prospero and Ariel. After the scolding, Ariel bowed. Sorry, master. What now? Good, said Prospero. Do this last task well, and I'll free you soon. Go become a sea nymph. Only I should see you. Ariel nodded and disappeared. Prospero turned to Miranda and softly said, Wake up, my child. She slowly opened her eyes. Then music filled the air. It was Ariel, now in his sea nymph form, singing and playing music. No one could see him except Prospero and us, the readers. Here is Ariel's song. On golden sand stand hand in hand. Join in joy across the land. With each glance and every kiss, Even waves will dance in bliss. All things shall join the dance, as fairies sing in a magic trance. Following this song, Prince Ferdinand walked along the shore. He didn't know where the music came from, but it made him feel calm. He kept walking toward it like he was under a spell. Then Ariel sang again. Your father lies deep in the sea, his bones now coral. His eyes like pearls be. Nothing of him will disappear, but will change into something strange and clear. Sea spirits ring his funeral bell. Listen now. Ding dong, ding dong. Ferdinand stood quietly, his heart full of sadness. He believed the song was about his father, the king, who had died in the storm. The music sounded strange and sorrowful, like something magical, not made by humans, but by the sea itself. The melody pulled at his heart, and he followed it, feeling as if the ocean itself was calling to him and leading him into a world of wonder. As Ariel's song played, Prospero pointed toward the beach. Someone is coming, he said. Do you see him? Miranda looked carefully. Who is that? She asked. He's looking around like he's lost. He's so handsome, but he doesn't look like a normal person. Maybe he's a spirit or a fairy. Prospero smiled slightly. No, my child. He's just a man, like us. One of the shipwreck survivors, I believe. He looks sad. But yes, he is very handsome. I think he's searching for the others. Miranda, filled with excitement, stepped forward. Father, he looks more like a god than a man. No ordinary person could be that beautiful. Prospero chuckled silently. Everything was going just as he had hoped. Now closer, Ferdinand saw Miranda and stopped. Her beauty amazed him. She looked too perfect to be human. He thought the song he had followed must have been about her. With a trembling voice, he said, You are so beautiful. Are you a spirit, or are you real? Miranda smiled gently. I'm not a spirit. I'm a human, just like you. Ferdinand felt relieved and amazed. You speak my language. Then I must tell you, I am someone of high rank. Among those who speak as we do, none is above me. Just then, Prospero stepped forward with a serious look. You say you're of the highest rank? If the King of Naples heard you, you'd be in serious trouble. Ferdinand's face darkened. He said quietly, No one will hear me now. My father is gone. Then he added, Yes, the King of Naples is now in heaven. I saw him taken by the sea when our ship sank. It breaks my heart, but I must accept that I'm the new king. Everyone else is gone too, even the Duke of Milan. Prospero watched the two closely. He saw a gentle connection forming between them, but he didn't want love to come too easily. He wanted their feelings to be tested and proven. So he suddenly spoke coldly. You speak boldly, young man. Do you come here to take my island? And do you now want my daughter too? Ferdinand held up his hands. No, I mean no harm, he cried. Miranda quickly stepped in. Father, he seems so kind. He could never mean to hurt anyone. Prospero frowned. Be quiet. How dare you defend a stranger? Then he said to Ferdinand, Come with me. I'm taking you as my prisoner. You'll eat like a criminal and wear chains. Ferdinand, not willing to give up, drew his sword. I won't go without a fight. Only if you beat me will I surrender. But Prospero used magic, and Ferdinand suddenly felt weak. His sword dropped to the ground. Miranda ran to her father, begging, Father, please, don't treat him this way. He hasn't done anything wrong. Prospero snapped. Stay out of this. You know nothing of the world. You've only seen me and that beast Caliban. And now you think this boy is the best man alive. Foolish girl! But Miranda answered calmly, Then I must be very humble. As you taught me. I don't need to see anyone better than him. Prospero smiled secretly, pleased. Then he said to Ferdinand, You've lost your strength. Give up now. Ferdinand bowed his head. I can't move. It feels like I'm tied up by invisible ropes. But it doesn't matter. If I can just see her, even in prison, I'll be happy. I miss my father, but when I see her, the pain fades. Let others enjoy freedom. I'll stay here, as long as she is near. Seeing that everything was going just as he hoped, Prospero called for Ariel. The spirit came, invisible to all, and Prospero leaned in to whisper his next command. Comprehension questions. 1. Why did Prospero create the storm? 2. Who is Miranda and how old is she? 3. What happened to Prospero and Miranda 12 years ago? 4. Who helped Prospero and Miranda escape after they were exiled? 5. What does Ariel do during the storm? 6. Why does Caliban resent Prospero? 7. How does Miranda react when she first sees Ferdinand? 8. What does Ferdinand believe happened to his father? 9. Why does Prospero act harshly toward Ferdinand? 10. What shows that Miranda and Ferdinand are starting to fall in love?